And we can start. So today we're going to talk about overthinking and negative thoughts. I'm working with people in the last almost 20 years, since I was 27, so you know my age now. And I was really surprised in the beginning when I started work with people to hear the thoughts, the things they say about themselves. Of course, I had my thoughts, my negative thoughts. My mind was really strong. I remember as a teenager, I was criticizing myself. I had a lot of expectations, disappointment. My mind was stubborn. I have opinion about everything. But basically, I hurt my self-confidence daily. I remember myself like not speaking freely, not dancing freely in weddings, not crying freely, not putting boundaries or expressing my anger. So I knew I had my share of suffering, and I worked with my negative thoughts through meditation, through breath work, and a lot of other methods. But when I start work with people, and you have an exercise that people write the negative thought they say about themselves, it was shocking to me that people say to themselves, I'm nothing, I'm not good enough, very mean to themselves. Not good enough, it's basic. I think that if you raise your hands, most of you have those thoughts sometimes. I'm a failure, I'm not good enough, I'm to blame, I'm confused, fear about life. So this is common, but if you write your thoughts, the negative thoughts, the 10 thoughts that are coming again and again, you can hear so many mean things that if somebody will come from outside, will come to you and say those things to you, or if somebody will come and say those things to your kids or somebody that you love, you will be really upset, right? You will be really upset. So we need to learn to protect ourselves from the negative thoughts, from this ongoing record that we have in our minds. So let's go back and to your childhood. And I think it's really important to understand the source. This is the first step. And people that work with me here, like Gabi and Yair and Deborah and Diana, they know how to answer these questions. They know the source of the negative thoughts. We in the mindset, we don't go to the past a lot. It's not about the past. You can talk years about the past, you can understand everything, but according to Zen, understanding will not help you. We need more than that. If you can turn on the video, it will be wonderful. I really would love to see you. If not, it's also okay. So I want you to come back to your early childhood, trying to remember a time that you had freedom. Freedom to play, to be silly, to dance, sometimes even to be angry and lay down on the floor and do like that, just freedom to be yourself, to climb trees, to be wild, just to be happy. And happiness, it's not only smiling, right? Oh, it's so nice to have a good cry. Think about it. The last time you really cried, it's releasing. Also, this is a source of freedom, right? We have a spectrum of feeling, excitement, connection, happiness, falling in love, and also here, sadness, anger, energy. If we have freedom, we have freedom to express everything. If we don't have freedom, we're not allowing ourselves to feel this, basically the pain, but also we pay a price of not feeling connected and feeling numb. So do you remember time? And raise your hand over Zoom, even if your video is off, you can raise your hand over Zoom. Do you remember time of freedom? Glimpses of freedom as a toddler, yeah, as a teenager. Yeah. Yeah, Gabi, remember. Oh, hi. So we talk about the freedom in the childhood. Yeah, I didn't see you for a long time. I'm happy you're here. And then what happened? What happened that the mind took over? Did you feel fear? Did you feel loneliness? Did you feel that your parents saw you? Maybe you had a parent that took care of everything, right? If you are sick, taking you to the doctor. If you are cold, teaching you to put a jacket. But did you feel seen by your parents? Or did you realize in a certain point that you need to take care of yourself? Your parents divorced, you moved the country, something happened at school. Babies are so soft. And then the mind can take over. And it happened to everyone. To my kids, it happened. My older kids, we move a country and he started to hear his mind. My daughter, it's something in Easter bunny, something happened there at school. She was scared and the mind took over a little bit and the thoughts started to be there. So I took care that she can still be free to dance, to connect, but her mind is there. When is the first time you realize that you have a mind, that your part of you is thinking a lot? I don't know. I don't know if it happened to me. For me, it happened in the age of 4, maybe 6, maybe 10, maybe later. And maybe I don't remember time of freedom. Some people, for them, they say to me, it was always like that. My mind was always there. So it's not really true that it was always there, but probably if this is your feeling, it starts very, very early. And then we started to lead our life from the mind. The one that is sitting in the car seat is the mind, telling you things about life. Today I had a conversation this morning with someone, and she's an amazing woman. She lives in San Francisco, and she told me, I'm not happy. What is the point? This is life, she's telling me. And I remember this time in my journey. In my journey, I was young. I was in India traveling after college. And I had this question, is this life? Is this life just to have a partner, maybe to get married, maybe to have a kid, a job, and then to die in the age of, I don't know, 90, hopefully more. Is this life? And usually people that ask this question, it's because of lack of freedom. And it means that the mind is separating you. I don't know if you had the experience that you feel that something's supposed to be really beautiful. You hike, you take a beautiful hike, or you travel, or you meet a person and you say, it's supposed to be very beautiful. It's like a postcard here, but I don't see it. I cannot connect to the full beauty of it. I understand I'm supposed to be happy now. It's supposed to be a happy moment, but I cannot connect. So it means you have a transparent wall that separates you. So this woman, and I spoke to her this morning, I told her, you have a transparent wall, and the one that creates this wall is your mind, separating you from beauty, separating you from reality. There are so many beautiful things in life, but also there are things in life that are not so beautiful, they are painful even, right? But do you see also the beauty, the music, nature, friends, connection, falling in love, excitement, creativity? Can you connect to that? So I told her, probably you cannot really connect to that. And you're not allowing yourself, part of you is not allowing yourself to be happy. And then probably, and I don't know her really well, you have a record in your mind that tells you about life. Life is like that, it's not like that. People don't love you, you're not lovable, you're alone, you'll always be alone. Your relationship is not good enough. She told me she went down the stairs today and she saw a mess, her partner made a mess. So, it's like the mind is picking up on small things. How can you be happy like that when you have negative thoughts, when you are criticizing reality or yourself, right? It's not easy. We cannot be happy. And if we have somebody that took the microphone, let's say you have a radio channel inside, and part of you took the microphone and tell you about life. Look at those people. It's so easy to criticize. And this beautiful woman came also to my Sunday workshop in the pad one day a few weeks ago. And there are beautiful people there, believe me. People that come to the mindset, really intelligent, spiritual, great people. And she said, who are those people? I don't like them. And her mind is telling her story about reality. Of course, she cannot be happy. So if you relate to that, in order to overcome that and pierce through the wall, the Buddha talked about walking through walls. It's one of the superpowers. So of course, we cannot walk through walls of concrete, but it meant walking through walls of the personality, the negative thoughts, basically. The bricks in the walls are criticism, guilt, judgment. You're not good enough, you're confused, fear, many, many bricks, and then we cannot see. Sometimes I hope you have experiences. You jump through the wall and you say, wow, it's fun here. It's beautiful. I love life. But then again, the wall. Even this is even sometimes more painful, by the way, if you go in and out, because you know that you miss something, right? Yeah, here you already we worked enough that you can jump and you feel excitement, and then again the wall, so painful, longing for connection. For people that never experience connection and freedom, it's a little bit hard, and I hope you believe me, it's possible. So basically, if you didn't experience any freedom in your life and you didn't have a moment of meditation and you are here, so thank you for that. And then part of you believes without experiencing it, and I really appreciate that. So part of you believes that it can be better than that. So let's go back again, and I want you to try, even take a journal and a pen, we have time, or open a file in your laptop and try to trace back the time that your mind started to work. It can be in a grade school, high school, first love. It can be earlier, if you had violence in your home, when you felt alone or lonely, or something traumatic happened to you. You know, when people say traumatic, trauma, so usually we think about extreme things. But for little kids that are so soft, everything can be meaningful. So it doesn't, don't think about, if you have an idea already when I spoke, and then the mind is saying, no, no, it's something small. It cannot be it. This is it. This is it. The first time you felt fear or loneliness or sadness. If you have the answer, raise your hand also over Zoom, that I will know that you're with me, or like this, or over Zoom, if the video is turned off. And then, you know, you understand the beginning of that. Now, it's not your fault, nothing to be blamed about. It happened to everyone, especially people that come here. So, and then the mind is there and you hear your thoughts and you don't know what to do about it. There is a stage in the path that you hear your thoughts, you feel the pain, but you're still passive. You don't know what to do, and this is very frustrating. It can create a lot of anger, because some people are not aware of the thoughts at all. They live their life, they don't sit meditation. When you sit meditation, this is why it's very hard to sit. And meditation can be when you're in your bathroom, or when you're in a traffic jam, or when you're in the shower, or in the morning, or in the night, that your mind comes and you're aware of your mind. So you're aware of that, you hear it again and again. I'm not good enough, I'm a failure, life is not good, life is hard. You hear it, but you have no control. And this is a really high state already, first of all, because you have awareness. It means the center is there, the higher self is there, aware, observing. Wow, I feel pain in my chest, I have pain in my body, I'm sad. I have part of me that is sad. I have part of me that is angry. There is part of me that is telling me things about myself. There is part of me that judge my partner or tell me I will never find one, a pessimistic part. So this is very good. Don't think that like you're really in a good place, because you are aware, and then what to do with it. And this is to activate yourself, to move from being passive to being active. It's not easy to do it, and usually we cannot do it alone. We need a group. I believe, by the way, in working in groups. I don't believe in one-on-one therapy. Most of my work that made change was in groups. My parents divorced when I was 4, and they took me to a wonderful psychologist for years. And I love this man. He died 4 years ago. I went to this funeral. Really beautiful man. Thankfully, he was connected to meditation as well. But he didn't help me. I loved him and I loved meeting him. And I always said to him, I'm sharing now for 1 hour and I feel so relieved after. But I remember myself going down, out of his room and to the street. It was in Tel Aviv, walking happy. And after a few blocks, my mind came back. I remember the energy, but I loved him and we had good connection. It was good to have somebody that cared for me and see me once a week. But it didn't help me with my mind. It didn't help me open my heart. Of course, I cried sometimes. I shared. It's nice. It's important for kids and teenagers to have somebody like that, except the parents. And especially if the parents are busy with their own problems. But what made a change for me is groups, because you need the power of other people. First of all, knowing that other people are in the same place. It's not that it's comforting to know that other people are suffering, but you feel that you're okay, you're not crazy, you know? And then you understand, wow, we are all together and we try to figure it out. Second, practicing. It's so challenging to practice alone, but when you practice together, when we meet people in a group and practice together, it's the power of energy. The power of the group. In Buddhism, there are 3 pillars of the Buddhism: the Sangha, the Dharma, and the Buddha. So the Dharma is the teachings. There are many teachings like we are doing now. We are learning. You probably hear podcasts, you go to lectures, you read books, I hope, and all that. And you go to people to teach, to teach you, psychologists, practitioners, and this is the Dharma. And this is the Buddha are the teachers, and the Sangha are the group of people. And this is one of the pillar of the Buddhism. Imagine it's only 3 pillars, and the Sangha. And I remember the people that supported me as a student. I remember them. We have a group. We are still in touch. And those people are meaningful for me because it's very hard to do it alone. When I came to the state for the first time 6 years ago, I started working in LA in a beautiful center of a doctor, Prudence Hall. And after a few days, I went back to my husband and say, I think that the main disease here in the state is loneliness. It was only after a few days I felt that people are so separated, so lonely. They even in the place, the center that I work in, there are 40, 50 people, employees. They didn't know each other. They didn't talk about anything personal. They came to work every day and nothing, very cold, very separated, very competitive. And I started to give groups to them as a group, and people started to change and open up and become friends. So lonely, each family in their own home, right? And sometimes you feel yourself, you're in bed at night, you have a partner next to you, or you are alone, you have a kid in the other room, and you feel so lonely. It's so dark. We're not supposed to do it alone. And the friends I wanted to have is friends that are walking the path. Because sometimes when you talk to a friend that didn't do the work or is not doing the work and is not trying to find to grow, right? To grow out of the negativity, out of the overthinking. So the advice they will give you will be different. The way they see life is different. You will share your problem in your relationship. They will say, I'm on your side. You're right. They're wrong. And there is no right or wrong. But if you have friends and people that are doing the path, they are trying also to pierce through the wall of the overthinking of your personality. So you can call them, you can meet them, and you'll get a different mirror. And they will always send you back to yourself, to your mind, to your story. So this is why it's very important. Soon I will open the stage for sharing because I really believe in sharing. I don't know if you're brave enough to do it. Sometimes the mind will tell you, don't ask questions. Your question is not important enough. Your question is not intelligent enough. You're not good enough, or don't take too much space. Other people are here as well. They need time. They are more important than you, in other words and other thoughts. All of that is the mind. And all of that is out of fear. I want you to try to make the connection today between overthinking and fear. This wall, there are a lot of bricks there. the brick of expectation, right? The brick of I'm not good enough, the brick of negative thoughts about life, fear of trusting, fear of the unknown, all kind of bricks, blaming, feeling self-pity, despair, depression, bricks, bricks, bricks. But underneath, there is only one thing. If you dig deep, there is only one thing there. It's all based on fear. Your mind is afraid. Falling in love is dangerous. Opening up to your partner. And falling in love, by the way, doesn't mean that you're single. Some people they're in a relationship, but still it's based on fear. And they didn't decide to fall in love. Still, there is a wall. They fell in love maybe many years ago, maybe, hopefully. But then the mind comes and creates a wall in your own home with your partner. If you connect overthinking with fear, it's a win. And then what do you do with that? The fear will not go away. The mind is always afraid of the unknown, and life is unknown. People are unexpected. You can get hurt today, right? Hurt physically, emotionally, mentally. It's part of life. It's part of the deal of life. It's, nobody promises a smooth ride, not to me. So you will get hurt. The fear will not go away, but how can you calm the fear down? Today we'll sit meditation. We'll see if we have time for everything I planned. I planned also guided meditation, because in meditation you teach the mind that everything is all right. Now everything is all right in this moment. If you don't agree, let's talk about it. It's not that everything is okay in the world. It's a mess out there. It's a mess. It's not that everything is okay, in San Francisco, in Israel, or, in Iran, or wherever. But in this moment, if it's not too cold or not too hot, if you don't have pain in your body, if you don't need to go to the bathroom, if you're not hungry or thirsty, everything is all right. The basic needs of a kid. And then there is another moment like that, and another moment. And if you are cold, put a jacket. And if you are thirsty, take a glass of water. And if you are hurt, cry. Crying is not a problem. It's the opposite of fear. Love is opposite of fear, but also sadness. Sadness is love. It's okay to cry. It's okay to shout sometimes. It's necessary to shout sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes we need to experience all the spectrum of feelings. But this is the opposite of fear, because it means that you are not afraid. You are not afraid to be there openly, really. It's so sad to me. I spoke to a couple yesterday, and I know that I can help, that the meditation can help, that the tool can help, and they live in the same house and they cannot have a conversation. And I'm thinking about their kids and the energy at home. And I know that people can, if I did it, I always feel that if I did it, everybody can do it. I had a very strong mind, really. Very perfectionist, like thinking that I'm not good enough, not really, 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 really small, trying to not to take space in class, not to. Today I love audience. Just put me there, give me people, and I love it. This weekend we went to a wedding and I was the officiant. I just love it to stand in the center, to feel the love, the energy, the sky, the stars. I love it. But before, if you look at me 40 years ago, 30 years ago, just I wanted to disappear, basically, not to take space. So if I did it, everybody can do it. We have a path. The truth is, it's not easy. It will take time of your week. Yair knows. It takes hours sometimes. And it takes faith. And also you need to find somebody to take you there. Somebody that is already there to take you there. When I started a spiritual path, they called me supermarket of spirituality because I was so excited, like I didn't know anything before. I was so excited that maybe somebody can help me with my mind. I didn't know how to say it like that, but maybe to be more happy that I tried everything. I traveled there for 10 years and I tried every workshop somebody said it's good, and teachers and everything. And until in the end I understood that you need to dig deep. You need to find one path and not give up. And all the path will take you for the top of the mountains, except few that I tried and I will not recommend. But basically most of the path will take you to the top of the mountain. But you need to be dedicated to that and to decide every week to invest few hours in yourself, in your inner work. And it needs to be the same inner work and meditation and groups and cultivation and journaling. And really it's a journey. It's a journey to the top of the mountain. Sometimes it's really hot, sometimes it's really cold, sometimes it's lonely, but you don't give up, and then you'll get there. Everybody can do it. Everybody can do it, almost. So we talked about the source, to understand the source of the overthinking. The fear will not go away. We need connections. We need people. We need love. We need meditation. We need meditation. And there are so many beautiful meditations. My meditation is a Zen, of course. I'm coming from Zen tradition. I'm a Dharma teacher. I love sitting. In the beginning, I couldn't stand that. I had pain in my leg. I wasn't flexible. We're not in the East sitting like that since we are four, right? I had thoughts. Sometimes I couldn't even sit for 4 minutes, but I was sitting and sitting and sitting until it became a place, my favorite place. To give me zafu, I can sit for 10 hours. It was hard to move me. I remember my teacher coming to me one day and say, "Enough with meditation." I said, "What do you mean enough with meditation? You're a Zen master." He said, "No, no, no. Now you know, go wash dishes in the kitchen, go to meet people, go to give sessions." I said, "No, no, no. I'm happy. At last, I'm happy here. Like, you leave me alone. I've suffered for so many years." So it will become your zafu will become your sanctuary, your home, that you feel peaceful, that you feel quiet and connected and happy. So after you reach that, you can do whatever you like with your life. But I hope to encourage you to do that, to reach this point, no matter what. Because if not, so much suffering you will have in your life, in relationships, and around money and stress and pessimism. Let's avoid all that. Let's really try to make an effort to reach the top of the mountain. And it doesn't matter if it's with the mindset or other path, but just do it. Okay. Today also we'll do a short meditation, and I want also to give you something that you'll finish the session in a different state. I hope that you have a practice. If you don't have a practice yet, you can book 15 minutes with me. It's in the chat. Thank you, Yair, for posting that. And then we can talk about your daily practice. I have groups also, ongoing groups all the time. I don't want to do one-on-one anymore. I do it for 20 years and I don't believe in that anymore. People feel so comfortable with me. They come and they feel comfortable, become really like a beautiful hour, but then they go to their life and they don't, and all the problem in communication and relationship are appearing, and they're still very lonely and dependent on me. I don't want people to be dependent on me. I want people to have a full life that they can connect to their family, connect to their friends, going out of themselves, and with not only with me. So I'm moving to work with groups. I do the 9 weeks dive, that it's 9 weeks that we meet every week for 2.5 hours with the same people. I do open groups in San Francisco. Sorry about that. Only in San Francisco that people come and connect and do things and feel the fear and overcome the fear. I do a lot of Zoom groups, retreats, but that's what I'm doing now because I believe in community, in connection, and in love. It can be so healing. The reason that you separated yourself, it's because you had to survive. It's because you didn't have the love you needed. You felt lonely as a child. Even if parents were there, sometimes you can be surrounded with people and feel alone, right? So even if the parents were there, you had siblings, you have everything, still you felt alone. So we need to heal that. We need to heal that with love, with connection, with trusting other people. You lost trust. You lost trust all in other people. I lost trust for sure in other people and in the universe. So in order to heal all that, we need a community. We need people. We need to understand we are sane. We are not crazy. And if other and to get inspired by other people, not only by one teacher or one practitioner. We're going to move to questions. I hope that you have many questions and you're brave enough to share it in a group. If not, you can meet me personally for 15 minutes, but I want to encourage you to do it here.